Have you ever felt like your life is stuck in an endless loop? Wake up, work, eat, sleep, and repeat. In the middle of this fast-paced modern world, we often forget to pause and ask ourselves, what is the real purpose of our existence? Maybe the answer isn't in the future, but hidden deep in the past, beneath the ruins of ancient civilizations long lost to history. Atlantis, ancient Egypt, the Mayans, they're not just legends. They are proof that human beings once lived in a way far deeper, more purposeful than we do now. They built pyramids that continue to baffle scientists to this day. They mapped the stars without telescopes. They lived for something greater than themselves. So the question is, how did they do it? And why can't we? What did they know about life, about human power, about true purpose, that we've forgotten today? We chase likes, fame, and money, while they chased legacy, meaning, and harmony with the universe. Maybe we've been seeing life from a narrow perspective, but in this video, we will uncover the clues they left behind, not to find the physical location of Atlantis, but to understand why it matters today. Because once you understand how they thought, you'll realize you, too, can build something eternal, not out of stone, but from a powerful mindset. This isn't just about history. It's about how one hidden truth from ancient civilizations can change the way you see life forever. Imagine a city so advanced, so breathtaking, that one of the greatest philosophers in history called it the home of the gods. That city was Atlantis. The first account of Atlantis came more than 2,000 years ago from the writings of Plato. He described it as a super-advanced civilization with magnificent architecture, a stable government system, technology the world had never seen, and a terrifyingly strong navy. But in one dark night, the city vanished. It sank into the ocean, gone, as if it never existed. Many dismissed the story as pure myth. But hold on. From the Mediterranean to the Atlantic Ocean, researchers have discovered mysterious underwater ruins, circular structures, sunken roads, even massive stones placed with unexplainable precision. Many now believe maybe Plato wasn't lying. Maybe Atlantis really did exist. Then there's another mystery we can witness with our own eyes, the Egyptian pyramids. How could humans thousands of years ago, without cranes or computers, build structures towering over 140 meters high using stones that weigh up to 80 tons? Some of those stones were transported from quarries hundreds of kilometers away. And even stranger, the Great Pyramids of Giza are perfectly aligned with the stars in Orion's belt, a level of astronomical knowledge that, logically, they shouldn't have had. Some believe this is evidence that ancient humans had intelligence and technology far beyond what we give them credit for. It wasn't just about physical strength, it was about consciousness. They didn't build just to survive. They built to leave behind a legacy, a symbol of spiritual power, cosmic harmony, and visionary purpose. Now pause and reflect for a moment. We live in a world that's more advanced than ever. We have the internet, AI, and space travel. But are we truly building anything timeless? Or just fast, disposable, and replaceable? Maybe the ancients weren't weaker than us. Maybe they were more advanced in how they thought. And if we could understand the mindset behind what they built, we just might be able to rebuild something even more meaningful. Not out of stone, but out of purpose. Because in the end, Atlantis and the pyramids are not just ancient monuments. They are mirrors, reflections of the deepest human potential, a potential that still lives inside you. So now let's stop for a moment and look within. What can we truly learn from Atlantis and the pyramids? Not just ancient architecture, not just lost history, but a message that's been buried for thousands of years, that humans once lived for something bigger, that they built not just for their time, but for the centuries, even millennia ahead. So the real question is, what are we building today? In this modern era, we're often trapped in a narrow mindset, working for money, chasing approval, racing against time, without ever really asking ourselves, what is all this for? But ancient civilizations remind us that life isn't just about surviving, it's about meaning. That the greatest strength of humanity isn't just in our intelligence, but in our awareness. Imagine this. People thousands of years ago built massive pyramids with nothing but their hands, vision, and relentless belief. That means we, today, have that same power, maybe even more. But somewhere along the way, we forgot. We live in fear-based thinking. We compare ourselves too much. We fear failure. We overthink the future. And slowly, we lose direction. Now is the time to shift how we think, because our mindset is the foundation of everything we build. If our thoughts are filled with doubt, our lives will crumble. But if we start building a mind filled with hope, responsibility, and clarity, we can create something far greater than any monument, a complete, purposeful life. Just like the ancient builders who never saw the final result, but trusted that what they were building would last, we too must begin creating our lives with that same trust. Maybe we won't see the outcome now, but the seeds we plant today, through healthy thoughts, meaningful choices, and intentional action, will grow. They'll shape our future, because in the end, the greatest mystery isn't buried in ancient ruins. It's buried inside you. And the only question that remains is, are you ready to dig deeper? Not to find a lost city, but to find your truest self. Have you ever wondered, why does all this matter? Why should we care about ancient civilizations, Atlantis, pyramids, lost legends? Because behind those stories, there's a mirror that shows us who we really are and who we could become if we stop living in fear. Look at our lives today. So many people live on autopilot. Wake up, work, feel tired, sleep, repeat. Laughing on social media, but crying when alone. Chasing the image of success while feeling empty inside. We forget that life is more than just survival. We were not made to simply exist, but to find meaning. Atlantis might be a legend. The pyramids may still be a mystery. But one thing is clear, they were built with intention, with vision, with purpose. That's the difference between a life that's meaningful and a life that just drifts. And you have the choice. You can choose to pause and ask, what am I really building in my life? What will I leave behind when I'm gone? Not in stone, but in values, in impact, in the stories and energy you share with the world. Because true power doesn't come from what you own. It comes from how you think. When you start thinking like a builder of civilizations, failure won't scare you anymore. You'll understand that every great creation takes time. It takes failure. It takes patience. But in the end, it gives birth to something strong, something beautiful, something lasting. And this is the moment to stop living small, to break free from limited thoughts, and start designing something bigger than yourself. You don't need to build pyramids, but you can build a strong character. You can build a life of honesty, of impact, of light. You can wake up each day and say, today, I won't just live, I will grow, I will change, I will give. Remember, we are all part of history. What you think today, what you do today, could become your legacy. And if you're still doubting whether you're strong enough, listen closely. You are already stronger than you think. You just need to remember it and choose to move forward. From this moment on, think like a builder of civilizations and watch how your life begins to transform. So now, after everything you've heard, I want to ask you one simple question. What are you going to build in this life? Not a palace, not a kingdom, but a life filled with purpose. Something that rises from your thoughts, your values, and the way you choose to live every single day. The story of Atlantis, the pyramids, and ancient civilizations is not just about the past. It's about you, about what you can create. If you live with full awareness, maybe all this time you felt small, like the world is too big, too broken, too overwhelming. But hear this, every great change in history started with one person who thought differently. And that person could be you. You can lead your life. You can leave a mark. You can be someone that people remember and say, they lived with courage, they lived with purpose, and they inspired others to do the same. If this video made you reflect, don't stay silent. Leave a comment. Share what you want to build in your life. And if you believe someone else needs to hear this, share this video with them. Tap like if this message resonated with you. And subscribe for more content that opens your mind and feeds your soul. Because the journey is only beginning. And you, yes, you, have a vital role in it.